Bottom bread? It's a bottom sandwich? Bottom bread? It's a bottom sandwich?
Hello everyone, it's me, KazCassidy. I'm tired as hell, but I wanted to stream, and I didn't want to play a roguelike because I have to go to work at 7 in the morning tomorrow. So we're all gonna play a game of who can ignore the fact that this stream is meant to make you all fall asleep so that you leave the audio on, and if as long as I stay up, I will continue to get your watch time. That is the entire gist of this. I'm going to do my best not to absolutely destroy the mic. No screaming. I cannot have any sort of outburst today. My roommate and his long-distance girlfriend are in the room next to me, and they have not seen each other in a while, so I need to be quiet and considerate, because my long-distance girlfriend was here last month, or 2 months ago, and they were very quiet and considerate, so this is what's happening. We've got some nice lo-fi music in the background, and I'm just here to talk. Anything you have to say, I will NPR whisper speak directly into the mic with as much sounds as possible. That's it. I'm gonna see how long I can go. There's a spider behind me? No. If there was a spider, I would have ate it. It would have gone like oh, that doesn't track my mouth. Yeah, that's right. I'm a my name is Spiders Georg. I'm a statistical outlier. I eat so many spiders. I am in between those legs every single night. The Spidussy? I think that's how that would work. I don't know. Hi, bee. The itsy bitsy spider climbing up your water spout? I think at that point, you should talk to your urologist. If a spider can get up there, you've done a lot. You've probably been on some of the weird sides of the internet. Like, that opening is not meant to be that big. Hello, B. How's it going? I'm hoping you got some rest. This entire stream is meant to evoke that. But it's been 4 minutes. 2 minutes on stream. And we've already made mentions of looting the spiders. You went to bed at 7 a.m.? Goddamn, okay. Glenn's saying, when I say you should get that spider, that's not quite what I meant. Look, I'm a space cowboy. I explore parts unknown, and that includes the spider bits, okay? Look, I've seen Undertale. I know how many people like Miss Muppet. Muffet? I will write a detailed report for you all if that's what you're looking for. That's the gist. If I need to star chart from the heel of the leg, if a spider has heels, to the gapper, I will figure it out. I think that's the right term. I don't know. I hope this is like at least off-puttingly making you want to go to bed, if not for the whisper tones and like the piano music in the background. The concern of the fact that this is how this has gone almost immediately. High Stream Elements, what's up? At night we drift in space. Woo. That's almost like a couple words off of like a manga called After School We Drift in Space, which I haven't seen yet. Or read yet, because you do that with a manga. As a space cowboy, it thrills me to explore the deepest depths of space? Yeah, of space. Positive and negative space. When there is something or there isn't something. I will be there. I wish I had arm tracking, because if I did, I would just be waving my arms like Kermit the Frog, going, yay! Hi-ho! Because, like, I don't know, I like the idea of, like, simulating how bouncy this is, and having 0 bones in my arm. Especially because, since I've been using VTube Studio, this camera cannot figure out how tall I am. I am 5'8", and this has never been a problem before where I am consistently too tall. I have zoomed in and zoomed out, and now I'm just going around my chair, and it keeps flying me all these different spots, and it's not tracking the right way. It's like I'm a ping pong ball, or like that tiny little part of like the screensaver when you're looking at DVD, where you're trying to figure out if it's gonna go like, oh, and you're trying to see if it's gonna hit the corner. Right now it's tracking my chest. My head is covered, so it's trying to get an idea of where my pectoral muscles are, and it's moving around. Aaron 6'9", nice, incredible. Tantalizing? Tantralizing? Tantric tantalizing? Or is that double talking? We don't know. We can make new language here. We're in space. It's fine. People say you give off short person energy? I don't know, B. Like, how different is that from just, like, monster energy? Like, the drink, the vibe, the song by Rihanna. Okay, I found the way to make myself Bob, and this is really funny, so I'm just gonna do this. Like, it's like I'm doing the Butabi brothers from Saturday Night Live, like unts, 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 unts. Yeah. Ooh, ah. I'm too easily amused by this. This is my version of jingling keys. Except I'm just doing dips and like necro. Oh! Glenn, I'm not going to say anything about that number because I feel like if I do, a bunch of children are going to show up and they're going to hear about Spider's gay orge, but instead of Spider's gay orge, it's me straight dropping into the gorge. Also, hey, what's up, PSS 6747? People are kind of short when I tell them I'm a pipsqueak. Oh my god, it's Yumi. Hi, Yumi. Wow. Whoa. We're in space. I have a logo now? When did that happen? I'm doing body rolls, but it kind of just looks like I'm bouncing on it, Dayo. Crazy style. Let's see. B's not tall. 5'8" is tall for a woman. 5'8" is tall for a Filipino. So I'm tall in many of my circles. But where I live right now, not many Filipinos. So I'm like, low-key kinda short. Low-Kirkuanly, kinda short. Well, if I was low-Kirk, give me a sec, I'd go like... Okay, what's up? Ooh, it says, wait, what? It looks like it says KazCassidy. I know. I need to talk to my artist and see if we can get a redo. I think it was pretty much all there. I thought the drip was cool, but now it doesn't like look amazingly like clean on the thing. It's fine. Yumi, I think you give off foreboding energy. I can say that. Hey, Yumi, what energy did I give off when we met? I move like the incredible Gassy, like Gassy Mexican from the Creatures from like 2012 to 2000, like however long he was in the Creatures. Can I do ASMR slam poetry type of hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let me get it. Let's see. Now I'm tall? Okay. Fine, screw it. Look, I've already made the sound talking about Charlie Kirk. We can do the slam poetry, it's fine. Okay. B, this is fan service specifically for you and the 5 like shit poster leftists that are hanging out in chat, whatever. Oh my god, I forgot how fucking stupid this song is. Was this AI? Did someone do this themselves? I think that this was unironic. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, the real question here. Who has seen the movie 22 Jump Streak? Let's see. Let me get my glasses so I can do the affectations and the snaps and the clicks. Okay, all right, we've got it there. Okay, let's do this. I put on my glasses to look like an intellectual. Let's see. B asked for slam poetry. I'm expecting snap emojis every single time I stop the sentence, okay? I'm gonna get a pop filter here. This is the kind of energy we're bringing into the space. Okay. All right, I just had to get those out of the way first. Okay. We can settle for snail and the tiny penis emoji. It's fine. It's what he would want. He stood unshaken, a voice in the storm. A man of conviction, a heart reborn. He spoke the truth when the cost was high. He lived for Jesus, unafraid to die. Oh my god, wait. I need to think through here. I need to genuinely think through this one here. Is it safe for me to have this soundbite out of me saying the next line? Oh my god. If this gets out, is the DSA gonna pull my card? Fuck. Oh, the moral quandary. There's a million. It's fine. God damn, y'all really dropping those tiny penis emojis. Let's go. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. His courage our own. Together unbroken, we'll make heaven known. A husband, a father, his family held near. A home built on scripture, on faith without fear. The world tried to silence, but his voice remains. In us it echoes. In Christ it sustains. I'm realizing now I put the pop filter in front of my mouth, so it's not seeing it at all. Isn't it funny that his wife is probably having sex with JD Vance right now? Allegedly. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We fight for the gospel. We honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. His courage our own. Together unbroken, we'll make heaven known. The battle is raging. The darkness will fall. We rise with his spirit. We answer the call. The truth is eternal. The cross is our guide. With God as our captain, we march side by side. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We rise with his spirit. We answer the call. We fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. His courage our own. Together unbroken, we'll make heaven known. I felt I made acting choices there. Do not... Oh my god, this is perfect. I remember now. The clip button doesn't exist because YouTube hates us. Okay. Why do I sound like a pirate? Because I wanted plausible deniability in case anyone came in here and they wanted to take away my Democratic Socialist of America card. Oh, hi, Grim. What's up? They asked for we are Charlie Kirk. Look, he's a gremlin. He's in hell probably. So like whatever, I can say it. You watched half of Invincible season 4. First episode's like, congratulations, Cecil, you made Conquest Getaway. I am an episode and a half in. I know that this is the Thrag season, and I'm really excited, if that makes any sense. Remind you. I can't. Ugh, god dang. Like, oh, that's my shit right there. That's the ticket. Give me the ticket. Oh, you know. I'm so emotional. Good luck to my future lives, the future lives without me. I'm sure they'll do great. Sure that I prepared you for every guy you'll hate, and every guy you'll marry, and every guy you'll date. It was the lullabies I sang out of tune, that's probably what did it. Or my twin-size mattress that I've had since I was 7, that she has to sleep on every time she spends the night. And if she falls in bed, she falls up then again, she'll find another guy to like, cause we're just Romeo and Juliet. But getting drunk and eating Percocets and just to ease the stress, but softwood light. Through yonder window breaks as the East and Juliet just puked off the balcony. How romantic. Nothing like getting drunk and getting manic on it. It is actually a motherfucking Monday. This actually makes sense. I brush the bangs behind her lovely little ear as she describes in detail how the end is slowly near. And I'm sure that we could do this for forever, or until we drink the poison, cause she sees some cloudy weather. As Rosaline lies in bed seething wide awake, because of burning love for Juliet, it only took a day. God dang, the incident counter, god dang it. Okay. And we lost people here as I said that. So yeah. People came for the Charlie Kirk slander. They left for the Hobo Johnson unironic. We've got a couple counters going on there. As we know, we definitely have the counter about Hobo Johnson. I haven't tripped the other one yet. You don't know what's gonna happen. Wait. PSS 6747. Is that the one that sounds like it's a Sonic ending theme and it's Tom McDonald? You may say it, you want to reset it. Okay, this is a use-mention distinction, which is a concept in linguistics to parse it. So basically, it's how when you're talking academically about something, when you're using it, that is with the purpose of using it. Mention is talking about it to say, like, this is this word. So, the idea is, if I were to say something about the counter, the concept of me having a counter about 9/11 doesn't count as me breaking the counter. It's just me explaining. You think you're reading about Godzilla and Romeo and Juliet? I feel like, Grim, you haven't heard Hobo Johnson. Which is surprising that I haven't... Oh my god, the last time I did a karaoke stream was 3 months ago. Which means y'all didn't get stuck with Hobo Johnson. It happens frequently. Yeah, I don't think I can Tom McDonald there. It has been 0 days since a okay. Yes, okay. We can talk about academic rigor. Maybe rigor morty. Rigor mortis? Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Morty Rick. Morty Rick. Morty Rick. Rick and so y'all know that there was that one video that kept coming up on my feed about that one guy who was like rapping Rick and Morty on like the grave of former presidents. I think the grave they chose was the one with what was it? LBJ. One Lyndon Baines Johnson. Or if you think about what else it could stand for, Long Beanis Johnson, because famously, he's the president who has an absolute hog in his pants. And I talk about this every time anyone talks about a dick on stream. Because that man knew... Okay, so do y'all know the concept of soft power? It's like with Japan, how they have international influence based on how cool their culture seems. It's like how, you know, there's all this stuff about like, oh, you either get depressed or you take a Japan trip. That's soft power. LBJ had hard power. He has a foreign diplomat in his office, and to immediately start any sort of negotiations, he unzips his pants, whips it out, flops it right on the table. Fire emoji. Nice. Oh no, B ran into a Rick and Morty fan in the wild. Rick and Morty is a show that I kinda liked. I remember Rick and Morty. I enjoyed Rick and Morty. I remember watching it like all the time when I was like in high school. So I watched seasons 1 through 3 as it came out. And then I dropped off because I stopped having cable and HBO, and HBO stopped having what was it? They stopped having animation on HBO. You're starting to think we needed a roguelike to keep us grounded without it. We start plunging the depths and the words go. Yes, Glenn, that's what happens. If I have to think about things to say, I'm gonna be thinking about Lyndon B. Johnson's dick. That's just how it goes. It happens more than you think. Like, if we have to talk about, like, what presidents do we think slang dong, we can talk about what presidents slang dong. Like, if we were to do a tier list, who's got the best presidential dick? LBJ's probably up top there. I mean, otherwise, let's see. What do we got here? Bill Clinton's probably got something going on. You know, Calvin Coolidge, famously super quiet. So maybe he's hiding something. Probably stayed secrets, but what if it was a giant fucking hog? Roosevelt? Depends which one. Which Roosevelt do we think had the bigger dick? I think Franklin Delano did. But as B sent the research, Teddy had a fat ass, so he can clap it back. Are we going back to Diogenes topping Alexander the Great? We could. We could. Do we think Abraham... I think Abraham Lincoln had a respectable dick. 4 strokes and 7 holes ago, that man plowed Mary Lincoln. Let's see. B, again, still getting those on the feed, saying, dude bought and ran every bakery in the area. Yes, he did. He made the national parks because he had to throw it back so far that nature had to respect him. And isn't it great how there is no clip function anymore in YouTube? So you can't get any of this here. Not a thing. Yeah. I'm just swimming in it. You think the famed American President Winston Churchill had a monster one? I think probably not. I think he had whiskey dick. I think he's a man for cigars, but I think it worked at some point and stopped. PSS, you say you're gonna record screen button. I don't think you will. I don't think you will. I'm also liking the fact that I can actually do this here. What? Which one? Cecily. The one about presidential dick? Have we had this before, like in person? Have we talked? I feel like we've talked about this. Like, at least once a month I talk about Lyndon B. Johnson. Like, are we gonna think about who is the president that's compensating? Like, who's the most concerning one? Who do you think has the smallest one is the angriest? Like, I think James Madison, not a huge dick, but I think he's confident about it because he's smart. You smile and not, oh. Okay. Cecily, is that a sign that we're supposed to move off the conversation? Easy, Bill Clinton. Okay, Glenn? I'm not sure if he's compensating, because historically, he just got it. Trump, yeah, he has this, okay, never mind, that's the answer. That man probably, well, first of all, he probably can't see his dick. Second of all, I don't think it works. Trump's penis was called small, but not freakishly small by somebody he slept with. Okay, at least we have sources. Joe Biden, I don't know. Aaron, if we think of penises as being like genealogically passed down, his son has a cannon. Like, it is on record and in congressional meetings led by Marjorie Taylor Greene that we know the size of Hunter Biden's penis, and it is shockingly large. Like very large. Like, I think this man, like, outpaces, like, a full Cuban cigar in terms of diameter. Or, what, oh shoot, what's the proper... No, diameter would be the right one, unless we're talking about surface area. In which case, I think he also wins that too. Yeah, of course. We're in space. It's not a crime. We can talk about penal power scaling. This has only taken 30 minutes. He be subbing with the telephone. We can go worse. We can go worse than this. B, I hate that you sent me that's in the chat, because now I have to look at it. I'm reading this and you can see it on the side, but I'm winking because that's how my eye tracks. So, like, take this as fan services if you want, but I'm looking at it right now. Oh my... Oh. You know, Stormy Daniels, you've done the country a service. I appreciate it. Ooh, back to bouncing. Do you think, well, you're saying like a toadstool. If his dick could talk, what do you think it would be? Do you think the dick would be racist too? Or do you think it would just have dementia? It's been talking the whole time? I don't know. What do we think it says? Do you think it's sentient enough to be like, I hate this? Do you think the hairs talk back to it? Oh, PSS. We're talking about the current president's penis looking like a toadstool. On the record as being a toadstool. Glenn, I think you're safe. I don't think you can get, like, extricated out of your state. They talk back like the Green Goblin mask. Singular, like the pubes is a singular being or a singular hairs? For anyone who is here for the first time, welcome to the KazCassidy channel. I'm sorry. We're in space. There's really not much else to do besides think about this. I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking about dick a little bit more than I usually am at this point in the night. Is anyone else aware of, like, that weird situationship that's been happening with Mindy Kaling and BJ Novak from The Office for like 20 years? Am I the only one who has the context if I were to start talking about that? B vaguely knows. That's almost enough to say I can talk about it. So I'm gonna wait for someone else to make any acknowledgement they know who those two people are. Nope. Okay, you want to hear it? Okay. Here's how it goes. BJ Novak plays Ryan on the American version of The Office. He's the temp originally. He's almost a self-insert character of the first season. He's pretty relevant for the first 2 seasons, but then he becomes the main guy who ends up like being the manager for Dunder Mifflin. After that, he's in the background. He becomes like less good at his job, and he gets addicted to drugs. He is a writer on The Office US. That is BJ Novak. He also has he has a book of short stories that I believe I stole from my ex-girlfriend one time. It was a good book. Mindy Kaling you've probably known from sitcoms such as The Mindy Project, The Office US, or as the voice of Velma in Velma. As of recently, someone on the red carpet asked what Mindy Kaling thought of the role that BJ Novak had in the movie Devil Wears Prada 2. And I forget the adjective. I don't want to say it's the most respect or most admiration he's gotten from Mindy Kaling, but that's coming from like the entire intervening 20 years of like will they, won't they situationship stuff. Because BJ Novak is a Hollywood guy who dates people way below his age. Mindy Kaling has children. There is talk amongst the town that, like, she is so terribly in love with him, but he will never commit. But also that her children are his. And that her children call him dad. There is no recording of that happening. But he is in all the photos. They could be 2 pretty best friends. But I think it's juicy, especially because he does not have much in terms of Hollywood, like, pull. He was in the movie Inglourious Basterds, but not much. Like, he's there. He does voice work sometimes, but he's not, like, a big-ticket guy. Like, Mindy definitely has, like, more starring vehicles on her IMDb. God, if I was in a situationship for that long, and I had children, but the other person wouldn't acknowledge me, oh my God, just kill me. I'm so sorry, Mindy Kaling, but, like, I could never. You're stronger than me. That's just, oy. People say you're stronger than me. No, I would never want to be. It's like a weird horseshoe theory. It's like, is she strong or is she weak? Yeah. Like, I don't want to say Mindy Kaling is weak. She's definitely, like, a capable person. But also, you knew this guy when you were, like, in your 20s. And he's still dating people in his 20s. In their 20s. At what point is no longer a situation? That's the thing, Glenn. That's the confusing part. Where is the line? I don't know, but it's been crossed at some point. There's no way. Like, if those are his kids. The line was kids ago, at minimum. Darn. Do you think Mindy Kaling's mad the kids aren't like good enough to force BJ Novak to acknowledge them? Hi Toast, what's up? We're talking about Hollywood baby daddies. It's gotten weird. This stream is meant to make people fall asleep. Ooh, ah, ooh, ee. And I'm bouncing. And I'm sliding. And I'm glipping. And I'm gliding. It's so nice to not be romantically inclined. You get to stare at stuff from a distance. If some people are happily engaged, that is a blessing. Yeah. Glenn, if I was one of their friends, I would be so out. Just so out of it. Like, friend will they, won't they's are so exhausting. Because, like, you're watching it, and it's a bomb that's going to defuse, but they're both cowards. So, like, the bomb doesn't move until someone walks to defuse it, but until then, there's so much, like, weird underlying sexual tension that I'm too afraid to touch. Like, if I push the wrong person in the wrong direction, does the friend group die? If they get together, does the friend group die? I think the friend group is forced to die unless they get married. And if they do, 50% chance to get divorced. So, could be even worse. They could try to solve the marriage with kids. Could be even worse. They could have multiple kids. Could be even worse. They could join Scientology. Could be worse. Actually, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. What's everyone else been up to? I feel like we're in a weird state right now where we're gossiping. The chismis is hot, but not that hot. They need a relationship coroner to call time of death, a neutral third party saying it's because you're a dick. Dump the other party or something. See, but that's the thing. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a very spiteful person. And when someone tells me not to lick the swing set, I'm gonna lick the swing set. So if you run to anyone that spiteful, they'll probably just get together to do it. Friend group in nature regardless? Yeah. I don't know. It's like, it's why people are in a weird bind, because in terms of dating, you have options, but they're not all really good options. You could be on the apps. So like if you're on the apps, it's terrible because you're either dying of thirst or you're drowning in penis. Not in penis you want, but people just saying the dick pics. If you meet someone at work, if it goes wrong, you ruin the workplace when you should probably quit. If you meet at like a friend function, the friend group might get messed up. It's just so oofy. Do you think you'd make an dating? Yes, Yumi. I think you'd be fine. You are educated in an area with educated people. You're probably fine. You're playing Tomodachi Life. You making something? B is blessed for not having to worry about the stuff. Yes, you are. Yumi, I'm gonna message you something directly, and you need to promise not to type it out. Okay? Can I get a snail promise, Yumi? According to the news, your me dressed up like a bug and was chasing... Well, what kind of bug? Was it a spider? Was it Man Spider from Smosh? Yumi, I didn't say it would be a healthy relationship. I just said you would do well on the apps. I don't know, apparently they fly now? They fly now? The wink was unintentional, but I think that makes it better. So maybe it's like a cockroach. Cockroaches can fly. I learned that the hard way in college. Because I thought I had like the speed just to hit it with my foot. And then I realized, oh no, I should hit it with my hand. And then I hit it with my hand, I was like, oh no, it's buzzing on my hand. And then I cried a bit. B, I don't... Blessed to be a New Yorker with no roaches? B, what apartment... Don't say what apartment complex, right? What is that? How? How even? Are flying cockroaches not commonplace in deep-fried gunland? At least the ones that are flying aren't that common in, like, the restaurants I used to work at. Out back, no, they're just mostly just chilling. Meanwhile, Cecily has a praying mantis on her head. Green on green crime. I mean, Yumi, if you want to, we could work on making you a, we could make you a dating profile. We could work with Dendo. We could work with Blood. We could see how many matches you get. It'd be fun. Like, really bad and stupid, but it'd be really fun. Bees only had 2 bugs in the past 2 years, a wasp on your shoulder, and 1 little spider. You're so lucky. There was like a tiny gnat outside of like my door, and that happened like 30 minutes ago. Oh. I'm not a life sim guy. I fully believe that those me's get down to devious things. All the spiders crawl into Bee's mouth when they sleep. So this is... We can't rerun the how many spiders could I eat. We can't rerun that. That was how we started the stream. Sometimes forget America is a cold country you overrun by flies in college. It depends. If you're near any body of water, you're gonna get a lot of gnats. G-N-A-T-S. Oh no, Yumi. Okay, bye, Yumi. Bye. Everyone send snails in chat. Let Yumi know that we're gonna see her soon at some point, I think. Maybe yes, no? I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. So, that one is a reference to the opening. Is that what it's called? The theme song? Well, no, that's not accurate. Malcolm in the Middle had an anime opening because there was anime in it, and it had a sequence of pieces and set pieces tied to music. The same way Cory in the House has an OP making an anime, Malcolm in the Middle is an anime as well. It is weird because like I'm looking at the remake, the new like mini series. They had to make a glaring change, and that's because there's a Chris Benoit clip inside the original montage. I need to figure out who they replaced it with. I don't see it. Okay, because it was the opening sequence started with there was a Bret Hart versus Chris Benoit one. But I'm not seeing what it changed into. Because I'm pretty sure it's Bret Hart putting Chris Benoit into a sharpshooter and submitting him for the win. Shoot. I've already used all my memberships for this month. But that's good because that means memberships are almost ready to be given for free next month. Woo. Fun. Wow. I'm starting to wonder if I should be making like these memberships like those. But I don't want to like make it because I want to make the movie nights like more common. Because we've been doing movie nights a lot recently. And they've been pretty fun. But at the same time, I feel like I don't give members enough. Has anyone fallen asleep yet? I've been listening to this music for an hour and it's kind of starting to get to me. Screensaver. Oh, I broke tracking. I'm back. Membership stuff, you can never make me fall asleep? Well, yeah, B, because you're awake till 7. You told me you were up till 7 today. Oh. Well, sounds like Cecily's gonna fall asleep. Maybe, possibly, maybe so. Ooh. Ah. Nuh-uh. Yeah-huh. Maybe. You gotta find a way to make it something like maybe members only. I know, Toast. I really gotta find something. Last bit of conscience, you say this. You could always send bits of your blood to your members in the mail. I could. Y'all could clone a Cassidy. It would be, but that's like only slightly away from the person who made like jewelry out of real bones on Tumblr. Oh no, Cecily's got the noodle arms. Do the like, little wiggle like the. Wait. I can't wiggle my eyebrows in there. I gotta pay extra for that. I gotta get Vtuber. I gotta get like an old iPod or like an iPhone because I think I paid for like some upgrades here. I should talk to Kinata. I should talk to her. No, we can't turn the tracking all the way up. We can't. No, you should have seen the first couple minutes of Final Fantasy because I was all over the place. Alright, I'm just gonna start making some sounds now into the microphone. I have a pop filter in front of me, so we're just gonna go the... Oh shoot! Oh my god! I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot you do have misophonia. That's sorry. I felt the call of the void to just make noises. So I'm gonna stop that actually. No, it's fine. It's fine. You're one out of many. Well, these are the sounds that are happening. Not knowing what to say. I don't know. Maybe Mo's in the background, so it might be 1.5. You only get weird with fart mouth noises. I'm not gonna do that. What do I look like, Adam Sandler? Okay. You used to have real bad misophonia, like those horror story levels you read online. Then you took a vitamin B12. Wait, you got a shot of B12? You know it's true? Okay, so who here has seen like that video of like the 4 boy bands in one boy band? Boys 12? Yeah. Oh my god, I love that episode because it's just so much. They let Scott Grimes do a lot of singing, like a lot. Like he does so much singing on that show. And it's like pretty good. Like he has a good song in the Hot Tub episode. He has like the one about his mom. Like in the Krampus episode, like they let him get away with a lot, but like it's pretty good for what it is. Ooh. Yeah, B, that's rough. It's unfortunate. I go to a lot of places that are like very loud eating and loud chewing. Like I don't know if you the ticket munchers from Chuck E. Cheese, just the whack, whack, whack. But like with more like crunching sounds, like it's like chewing rocks. Like I'll go to restaurants and things sound like that. Places with soups and noodles where you hear the slurping noise and the like that one's one. And I don't think that was a fart. That was more of a pucker. So instead of it going out, it's like it's going in. You like NYC because all the noise are so loud it blends together. But for example, if you end up in a bus with noise canceling, you can hear the people. You couldn't handle it. That's... There's actually a really good song by an artist named Sam Salmon that I actually knew someone who worked with them. It's a cabaret song. Actually, I'm gonna send you this link here. God, this is a 13-year-old video, and I've been watching this one since I was in high school. Oh my god. Yeah, B here, take this one. If you get touched too lightly, you have a visceral reaction. Like when it's touching just like the hairs on end. Like I could get stabbed, kind of like ooh, but then like if it's just like tap touch, you're like ah. I'm trying to approximate the noises. I'm not sure if I can make like you know, it's like when they say all roads lead to Rome. Every time I make a sound, it always comes back to Chance the Rapper going like that happens a lot more often than you think. And Cecily can attest that I have made that noise walking in public. Many such time. Many people are saying this. It's silly, you love it. Good. I think if someone doesn't like Chance the Rapper, that might be a deal breaker. Quite honestly, I love sincerity in music. Because I mean, irony can be nice, irony can be clever, but also irony can be really fucking annoying. Oh my god. Like, I think we can all get a laugh because we have a shared ironic enjoyment of the "We Are Charlie Kirk" meme, because it's, you know, taking something that could be serious. A man did get shot, but also making his entire life's work be boiled down into one terrible tribute. That's great. I love that. I love when people who do bad things get remembered for stupid, inconsequential things that would probably make them roll in their grave. Like, I don't know, but does anyone here know who Tim Pool is? He's the beanie guy. I want to say I don't know if he was on the Young Turks or he was something. He was like on Occupy Wall Street. either way, he had some like non-mainstream media cred as a reporter, but this dude has like a bad rock cover band, and like he has a skate park in his complex, and he tried to show Emma Vigeland from The Majority Report it, and she was like, I don't want to hang here. And he took a lot of offense to it, probably more than like him getting shellacked when talking to Emma Vigeland about like policy. And it's fun because you're just like, wow, this man has everything a 13-year-old would want, but he still can't get women to like him. See, it's meta edgy to not be edgy. I don't give a fuck about not giving a fuck, not even about not giving a fuck. Yeah, no, sincerity is the new edginess. It's what I loved about Superman. Like I saw Superman alone on a Sunday in a packed room of people, and I was like, wow, this is so sweet. It's so nice. It's so kind. Like, kindness is the new punk rock is something I wish we all took out of it. Because I don't know if you noticed this, but whenever someone makes a joke in chat that like could be considered not, I always ask you all to like explain it. And I'm concerned that makes me a buzzkill, but I'm less concerned because it lets me make sure I know who's in the audience. Cause like, I don't know if y'all remember the quotidian saga, but that person, I could never tell if they were being so irony pilled or if they were just that absolutely hopeless. Rewatching Avatar is kind of funny because General Zhao's whole thing was he wanted to become a legend. Oh yeah, Zhao was a big character for a bit. How far along in that rewatch are you and Mo right now? How far are you? Oh, you finished it? Yeah, because I remember like we watched like 3 out of 4 episodes of Sozin's Comet in that hotel room when we were getting ready to go to the airport. Like Pluto TV is a great service. We've been using it to watch old movies, but also it just had like that playing for a long time, like a long time. You liked limited opt? Well, that's what cable was. I think cable was fun because then it was like, oh, if people only had cable, they could only like talk about these things. And like we've talked about monoculture. I have opinions on monoculture, but I do like how like that let us have like very strong cultural ties to specific pieces of media. I don't think Avatar would be as big as it is if it first came out on streaming. And there's a lot of things we could do some analysis. We can talk about like, oh, we were like pre-Adventure Time, so adventure and action cartoons were still the big thing. We could talk about like, oh, we weren't like, it wasn't so novel to see an East Asian, Southeast Asian inspired kind of like culture on TV. We could talk about Family Guy if we wanted to talk about it. But amongst all those conditions, I think having less options makes Avatar a lot more easy to remember than some of the other stuff. Like, do we remember Ryan the Last Dragon? Like, having ad breaks and ad bumpers saying, you don't want to miss this. You want to see this because it's going to show up on Thursday on Har Har Thursdays. Like, oh yeah, no, the work that you didn't know how people made is going to show up magically on your TV box at this time, so you better like sit down and understand that that's going to happen. I think being raised by television and the internet are two very conflicting things. Like, before streaming, the internet was like, okay, we have this is where we do games as children. But with TV, it's like, okay, we have to work ourselves around this schedule. Do homework by then so you can do this and watch this. You want to be able to understand like what people are talking about the next morning when they watch American Idol. You have to be able to lock in from like 7 to 9 o'clock after watching Fox. So you need to have dinner, or you need to have a family that like lets you watch it while you eat. And you need to be able to be like calling on. There's a whole lot of like literature about like modern television and how like live voting on American Idol really brought things like forward. Like texting a vote. They didn't have the kinks in, which is probably why like, oh god, Adam Lambert lost. But like you would have like these cell phones just be like really just firing off text messages, and you'd have the live counts back. Like it was like really so fascinating that you'd be able to do that. Like really, you would see this many people in a democratic process voluntarily on a Wednesday, unless you have DVR. But the thing is, like with reality TV, you couldn't catch up. It would be out in the ether. People would know who won, and like you'd have to be like, oh no, you can't spoil it, you can't do anything there. And like it meant more than it does now, because like spoilers are nebulous and there's so much to catch up on. Like I haven't seen Ozark. I don't plan on watching Ozark. I can't be mad at someone for spoiling me, but if I wanted to watch Ozark, I could be mad. Ozark's been done for a while. Like, what am I gonna do? Say, oh no, I haven't seen the championship from 7 years ago when Toronto beat Golden State. Why are you spoiling? Well, I'm not being spoiled. It happened 7 years ago. Like, the temporality of like these shared cultural moments is kind of lost when we're in streaming. It's why there's like a lot of issues with algorithms. Like people don't have the same existence. I knew when I was 7, if I was going to be watching television, there would be a steady diet of reality TV shows, reality singing shows, Dancing with the Stars, and I'd see like one cartoon that I could talk to my friends about tomorrow. I go to work, I have to lie and say that I get to watch The Pit. I've never seen a full episode of The Pit. I've only consumed it through algorithms, only through YouTube Shorts and Twitter. I am not an informed participant in these conversations talking about The Pit. I only know the fan interpretations, and I only know the shipping. And Cecily's saying you kind of wish Netflix didn't grow past the DVD rental service. I can understand that, but you also gotta remember they were video games too. That was pretty cool. God, I miss being able to go into like a Blockbuster, it was like a Blockbuster Game Rush combo, and being able to just pick something up and be renting it. I got Chibi Robo, I got a can of Whoppers, and like I just went back. Oh, you meant if you were lucky to have DVR, you could watch it later than that night. Yes. Yeah, and the thing is, I feel like I use the phrase "and the thing is" all the time. It just works so well. But Cecily, when you say you rented Epic Mickey and beat it in a week and it was awesome, that was great for kids. You had to lock in. It was great for people who were stoners and unemployed too, because they had the time to lock in. But I think with Steam, and this is something I struggle with too, like I'm picking roguelikes. I'm not picking narrative stories. So I'm getting procedures, I'm learning tasks. It's almost like I'm learning a job. Like when I was doing gas station sim, when I was doing restaurant simulator, when I was doing card shop simulator, people get paid for that. Why am I doing this? Do I want to own a shop? Is it something I really care about, or is it just like something I can do and kill time? When I'm not sitting at my desk doing work, I'm sitting at my desk doing work that's manual. As opposed to when I was like 7 for the first time, playing Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Or I was, and this is a little bit different because I didn't have to be hooked up to a TV. I was playing games on my DS where it was still bound to me being able to like turn it on and have it charged. Like I'd be playing through Pokemon all the time. I'd be playing through Mystery Dungeon. I'd be playing through Fire Emblem. And like I'd have to sit and consume it because there wouldn't be other options for me to like distract myself with. There isn't like, you couldn't have had Balatro be as big as it is without like a mobile phone version of the app, without Steam, because Solitaire existed for long enough that it wasn't everyone's favorite time saver. It's a time saver for lonely people. Balatro people, that's people who like math and chaos. Yeah, and like, see, other things people remember, renting from Blockbuster, Digimon Rumble. Do you know, I haven't made it, it's not very like hidden in this chat. Like, I'm not that close with my family. I wish I was, but there was just like a lot of stuff that didn't help, because I always say I was raised by television. I'm a pop culture kid. But like, the distinct thing I can remember, because we didn't go out on trips, we didn't go to like arcades together, we didn't go to the movies as all four, was we had, like, every once in a while we would go to Redbox, we would walk up, we would get a movie, and we'd watch it. The one I remember is we bought a zoo, and why I remember it is because we never returned it. We Bought a Zoo was a thoroughly mid movie, but because it was option locked and you had like a limited set of new DVDs in the Redbox box, people know We Bought a Zoo. People knew We Bought a Zoo without even knowing about that scene where Matt Damon is youngest kid, because his kid's saying like, this isn't my, where Matt Damon says like, this was our dream. And then Matt Damon's kid was like, that's not our dream, it's your dream, Dad. It's a stupid dream. And Matt Damon says, it's not a stupid dream, it's a good dream. We bought a zoo. Oh my god, B, you're too young to remember We Bought a Zoo. Give me a sec, B. No, B, you're good. It is the most, like, not inoffensive family comedy. It came out in 2011. It was parodied on the TV show Mad. But you look at it and you're like, wow. They got Matt Damon and Scarlett Johansson to make a movie called We Bought a Zoo? In 2011, you were watching The Muppets. I was watching How I Met Your Mother, and that ruined my idea of relationships for at least 10 years. In reality, I ruined it, but I like saying that because it's popular on the internet to say that. Yeah, to all the girls I've played guitar at in my life, I'm sorry. That wink was not intentional. That was me turning my eye. That was not intentional. I'm not actively, I promise. It's because I have a second screen and I'm looking at that right now. Okay. I'm looking straight ahead. I'm looking straight ahead. You feel like with access to everything at your fingertips, things start to feel less special because you can just flip? Yeah. There's actually a really good Hobo Johnson quote. Give me a second. I'm going to pull it up. And B, you can reset the counter to even less time. You know what? No, we're going to slam poet it. Okay. Here we go. So this is from the album, this is from the fall of Hobo Johnson. It's I Want a Dog. And it speaks a lot to like the movement of time and how desires don't really exist in like a vacuum here. So the verse here, and I hate that Genius Lyrics has a verified thing just saying the first line is, "This is when my friend decided he didn't like this song." That's really mean. So it goes, "I really want a dog and a wife who loves to talk about the day that she had. And I want a house that's on a street, that's on a hill, in a community with other people just like me." So that one, okay, I think he means artist. I don't think he means the other one. "And I want a kid that plays guitar, and he'd be a prodigy at the age of 3. But he'll just give me lessons when he's 6. I want my dog to fucking talk and tell me that she's very, very proud of me and that I worked very, very hard. No, I just want a dog. I just want a dog. I just want a dog. 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 No, I just want a dog. I just want a dog. I just want a dog. 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 And I want my dog to be in films. My son would also star in them, and I would just direct and I'd produce, and my wife would have a lot to do. I talked to record label A&Rs because she'd be a world-famous singer too. I forgot to mention that. My films would be great. You'd be amazed and also touched inside, like The Blind Side starring Sandra Bullock. I came here for the dream, and I will not leave without it. No, Frank, you just want a dog. You just want a dog. You just want a dog. Dog. No, I thought you want a dog. All you want is a dog. All you want is a dog. 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 And I want nothing but the best. Better than anyone has had yet. The wife, the kid, the dog, and then I want my kid to change the world. I want my wife to cure disease. I want my dog to fucking talk, and not only just to me. I want the life I never had. I want only just to laugh. I want stimulation every second and a half. I want the world to fucking see that I am someone to respect, even when I'm lying cold, crossed, armed in a chest. You know, I really want a dog." So, I don't know, it's like, it builds up to that third verse where it's like, okay, these are just like common things. You want the American dream. You want what you were promised. You want to have a funny talking dog, like the dog from Fairly Odd Parents, and other talking dogs like Wishbone from PBS. You want to have a kid who wants to spend time with you and is talented and that likes the things that you're into, and you want a wife. And then it keeps going further and further because like you have access to these different thoughts and these dreams, and you're like, okay, what if my dog was like actually Air Bud? What if my dog could fucking hoop? What if I was strong enough, I was smart enough, I was talented enough to direct, produce big budget movies, and my wife was a singer as well? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if like life was as simple as when we could have the shared cultural touch point of a very mid movie called The Blind Side starring Sandra Bullock, where she won the Oscar for Best Female Actress in 2009, but she shouldn't have gotten it? And then the third verse happens. You're just like, you want everything. You want all of it. Like Bo Burnham says all of the time. You want to be getting all of these things that you don't get to have. And you want the world to be better. You want your kid to be a major part of that. And you want people to have that amazement of your dog being able to talk. And then it just hurts because you hear the phrase, I think this is the heart of the song. I want the life I never had. So this is resentment for things that you got to see, but you didn't get to own. You want only just to laugh. You want to have like a sense of like purpose and whimsy. And you want stimulation every second and a half. You don't have the time to sit down. I have this issue so bad because like I can't put my phone down. I have it all the time. All the time. Because I'm too afraid. Like when I have nothing to do, I idle and I take a look at what I have on my YouTube studio, even though a lot of the times I don't have anything uploaded, so nothing's actually bringing in new people. The number's not moving, but I got like so addicted when I was doing like shorts every single day to see the number go up, because number go up make me brain go ha 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 he he. What if I just want a dog? What if I just miss the dog that I had in high school and middle school? and for like a couple years in college? What if I just miss him so much? What if I have to let myself sit in silence and I have to think about how he's been gone for like 8 years? Is that something we can do now? Is that something we can actually like manage to do as a group of people? Post Facebook, post TikTok, post every kind of social media having a shorts platform. Why do I need to watch Facebook shorts, YouTube shorts, Instagram reels, TikTok? Vine's dead. Why? Also, hi Tengu. Hi Tengu. That got heavy. Woo. Wait, no, I'm trying. Oh, tracking is okay. Come on, tracking. We need the levity. Track, please. There we go. Much better. I forgot to turn the music back on. Yep. We're bobbing. Ooh, oh, that was a wide one there. Yeah. For the record, I'm not. For those wondering why I'm quiet, I have ice in my mouth, so it's not like. This isn't like sad crying. We're good. Bobbity bibbity boo. I could go over boba. Probably not, because I do need to go to work tomorrow. We're really hitting a lot of different key bits and boops here. Like, wow. The Charlie Kirk stream is the same one where we talked about Hobo Johnson for a long time. And it's really bad too, because like even if we talk about it even like metatextually, why am I like being so stuck on the Hobo Johnson thing? Like why is it that and 9/11 that keep popping up on my streams? I wasn't there for Hobo Johnson. Sorry, I wasn't there for 9/11. I was there for Hobo Johnson all the way through. Is it because like your taste kind of like caramelizes and solidifies around the time when you're in 18 and you've discovered things that you like for the first time? Is that why I'm still a big fan of Midwest emo? Is that why I'm a big Chance the Rapper fan? Because I can remember being introduced to him like at the end of high school? Maybe. Someone could probably like figure it out. Someone could probably hypnotize me and we'd get there. We'd find it. The mic? Okay. I'm not sure what that means, B, but awesome. I'm trying to sink under the thing. It didn't send your It didn't. B, did you get auto-modded? Sometimes it do that. Sometimes it be like that. I think. You said why you like 9/11 and Hobo Johnson, and talked about how it's things you like at certain times. You said you like 9/11. No, I think I don't like 9/11. It is a genuine tragedy. I think the recontextualization of 9/11 as an event that was brought upon not out of random malice, but by a series of decades of decisions in the Middle East, and the destabilization of that area by mostly powers led by us makes it not a funny tragedy, but definitely something that was like, with hindsight, we can be like, oh yeah, no, this was bound to happen at some point. And the way that it was like the turning point in a lot of American culture, and how it led to things like the Patriot Act, and you can also probably tie back American jingoism and the Tea Party into that. It's weird that like that tragedy is what spurred people to do what they did, even though there are ways we can dissect it even further. And if we need to do a dissection of like why I refer to 9/11 so much, we can. Huh? I'm not practicing the wink out. It's not. I'm not practicing. This is what happens when I have glasses and I'm moving around, so I can't tell when my eyes close. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and Tengu's thinking about, like, when 9/11 happened, what would you do in that situation? Like, there are people like Adam Driver, who is like, you know what? I'm gonna go into the military. You have other people like Gerard Way, who's like, I'm gonna start a band. You have people like Newt Gingrich, who was already, you know, messing stuff up in the 90s and was like, we can actually push this further. And then you have people who are saying, how about we declare war on this place and say that it has WMDs, but have no proof, and we just drag us into this forever war, which we're not in forever. I think we do actually pull out. But like we have two like modern wars that are so divorced because people don't really talk about it. Like, there aren't like distinct battles. It's a series of like quick destabilization and shock and awe warfare, followed by occupation for a long period of time, where it's just like built up international resentment because, I don't know, trying to spread democracy leads to some really iffy things if you don't do things right. Meanwhile, B here is talking about professors who were actively impacted by 9/11, had a comic artist coming to talk about the comic about it. Yeah, and like, I'll never tell like someone with family or someone who is a direct victim of 9/11 or like the immediate outset how they should grieve about it. I was 2. I was not present at the time to experience it. What I was able to do was, the minute I was conscious, I lived in a world informed by 9/11. I have never lived in a world where people from the Middle East are not implicitly, like, not slandered. Let's say othered and discriminated against. I think that was just the general feeling of the time. Like, in media, you'd have things like 24, where you'd often have anyone with like brown skin marked as a villain in some of those counter-terrorism TV shows. Like, Kiefer Sutherland does a great job in 24, but it's so much. You have Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay, which I love. Harold and Kumar, the attitudes it takes towards the penal system, happy it takes the shit out of it, but also like, dude, Harold and Kumar got hate crimed and sent to Guantanamo Bay. Fly is a generic name and they're well known in NYC. Oh, nice. You got a zine distributor. That's nice. There's a really good video essay by Lindsay Ellis. It's from her Loose Cannon series, which was something she made before she went into writing full-on novels, where she talks about the canonization, or the canon of like characters and how they appear in multiple instances and pieces of media. Like, you'd have a canon for Transformers, you'd have one for Phantom of the Opera. She has a really good 2-part series on 9/11 and how it gets like used in different like media contexts. Toast has some experience with someone who had a teacher who was directly impacted, but they were a kid. Let's see. Oh, zines, they're like small magazines, like little pamphlets. Like when you go to a march, people will have like little handouts with like QR codes to an online publishing board. That's a zine. Physical stuff like, oh, you have like this essay on literature from other people in your group. That's a zine. Your last year's professor had 2 baby kids when 9/11 happened and their lungs got messed up. Hers are also messed up. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, they can be mad as hell. Likewise, as a person of color, you can be mad of like how like the American government didn't do a great job of protecting people of color. And even then, you have to look and see, you know, actually George Bush handled it a lot better than other people did. He was talking about like, oh, Islam is still not a nation of terror. He implied a lot of other things, but at least he had the gall to say like something not terrible at the first part. If 9/11 happened now, it would not, there would be much less grace. There would be so much less grace. Yeah, and B, that's a common thing when people are like in academia. They'll be able to see like, yeah, these are the causes. This is what we should have expected. I'm not gonna pull a piker here. I'm not gonna say that America deserved 9/11. No one deserves that. But if you look at this as a series of like causes and events of like underlying tension bubbling up, I'm quite honestly surprised it took that long for a foreign nation to try and step up and do something. Because like, I don't know if you know this, but America makes a lot of enemies in a lot of different ways. And it's only gotten worse recently when we try to, I don't know, conquer Greenland. I don't know, threaten to destroy a civilization overnight on a Rumble post. Or sorry, a Truth Social post. Or, I don't know, start saying, oh god, what am I gonna drop here? There's a third one here that's really bad, but I don't know if I can say it. The worst part here is there's so many different options I could say for the third one here, but I can't think of it. I can think of like, oh, renaming it Gulf of America. Like, what soft power are we putting there? It's the Gulf of Mexico. It's the Gulf around Mexico and us. It's been that way on maps and in public documentation forever. What is the point besides saying we want to claim property? What do you accomplish with that? What do you accomplish with conquering Greenland besides making people hate us? What do you accomplish by pulling out of the World Climate Accords the Paris Climate Accords, and you decide you're not going to help lower emissions because you think other people aren't putting enough in? Well, newsflash, we're not doing it either. And we have a lot of carbon emissions. I feel like if people realize scale, they understand there is a greater responsibility on the United States to do things. Like, we make a board of peace and we funnel money to a board of peace, and the leader in charge of it is by name the current president, not even the office of president. Dude, that's fucked up. That's messed up. I haven't even talked about files. We don't need to talk about files because we know there's something on there. We know it. We saw the birthday card. We've heard testimony. We know he hangs out with Vince McMahon, noted sex pest. The standards are so low. They're so low, Tengu. They're so low. Not even I can't even make a Han Solo joke here. It's too serious to say. Also, hi Acacia, what's up? This started out light. We started talking about eating spiders, and now we've been talking about the West and its role in destabilizing the world and how it doesn't help other people. The sky sure is up. Well, actually, it's behind me. If you look behind me, we've got... Okay, I'm not 3D, so that makes me wink. Tengu, and you know what? That's fine. I'm not pro-isolationist in any way, but if you can't keep up with what's happening in the US, you're good. Just being able to sit here and listen to me say this and having the opportunity to fact-check me if I say something wrong, that's doing better than so much more than people I know personally will do. That is also correct, Toast. The whole like, not dirge, scourge. I don't know. I feel like there are a lot more problems we could focus on than a non-problem, if that makes sense. Like, okay, you have an issue with two people trying to qualify for the Olympics over the course of their entire, like, existence, more so than you do, I don't know. Again, threatening to destroy an entire civilization overnight. Where are your priorities, dude? There are none. There are no standards, there are no priorities. It's just things that happen. There are reasons for them. The reasons are stupid. And if half the country can't see why they're stupid, I hate it here. I don't like it here. Maybe that's why I fucked off to space. Who's to say? Are people happy in America? Real question. Yes, the ones that aren't paying attention. And sometimes the ones that are paying attention but like this. It's weird. People are multifaceted. Some people like things that are ostensibly bad for the world because it makes them feel better. Is it hard to be happy? Yeah. I mean, like, I'm finding joy. I have a girlfriend who loves me. I have a community where I can go on these rants pretty much on the daily now. I have a new model. It's nice. But, like, underlying all of that, like, what is being done in my country's name that I would have to talk to Saint Michael, well, not Saint Michael, to the Archangel in heaven to see if I can get through the pearly gates? It's rough. It's rough, and you should know that this is happening, because, like, some people don't, and they push the world in ways that will bring it closer. So being militant about this stuff, just being open to say this is messed up, fix it, is a good first step. Also, good on you, Acacia, for drawing yourself as a cute moth girl. Very nice. And we can find things to be happy about. Chance the Rapper made a good album. Pro wrestling's kind of good now, I think. You don't know who Chance the Rapper is? No, B. No. It's like Tinkerbell. If I don't have acknowledgement of Chance the Rapper, I'm gonna die. It's fine. He's just an artist I like. Tengu, again, if you're not in the States, I'm very happy what we've done has not gotten to you. So, good for you. I'm not gonna say I'm jealous because I don't know about the quality of life of where you're at, but the odds of having a quality of life here is, it's, depends on what you say good is. But lower. Where's Chance the Rapper? Probably in Chicago. Yes, B is likely to live with a good politician, which is pretty rare. God. I know there are some, like, criticisms of him, and I understand I should not have heroes, but fuck do I love Zoran Mamdani. God, he makes me feel like when Bernie was coming up in 2016, which is weird to say that, like, a seasoned senator from Vermont and, like, a long-term civil rights advocate was on the come up. But, like, him in the national consciousness really just helped realize that there are things that we can do better. And, you know, maybe Zoran not being able to run for office is a blessing in disguise, because he's not going to have, like, as much competition, not going to be as cutthroat. Like, what's the worst thing you can say about, like, Zoran? Not, like, his wife being kind of a shitter in, like, high school, but, like, what? Maybe you didn't like his young Cardamom single? Maybe he didn't, like, immediately freeze the rent like he said he would, like, work with Kathy Hochul about, but we all understood that, like, it takes time and not just unilaterally changing the entire infrastructure of New York City, one of the biggest cities in the world. This dude has such high approval ratings. He's so whimsical. He seems pretty chill with Curtis Sliwa. And hates Andrew Cuomo. Oh no, B. Rent there was a rent increase. This is why we need the freeze. I know. We can only hope. Tengu, Zoran Mamdani, he is the current mayor of New York City. God, I'm trying to remember, because I think, like, this was before I was, like, so open about it. I was so stressed because I was like, I need Zoran Mamdani to win this race. I need Andrew Cuomo to lose. I was on stream all night, and I was just, like, under my breath, just, like, praying and hoping. I was like, oh, come on, Zoran, you can do this, you can do this. How are they allowed to do that? Because the systems in place are not meant to protect the people. They are meant to protect the profit and those profiteering off the people. This is a common thing. Whimsical acknowledgement is one thing, but I think seething rage is a better thing to feel. You gotta think, how many people are in those buildings? Are those buildings being used? Are they being held and hodled by people who are holding onto real estate, driving up the prices? Maybe they are. Maybe those people don't actually live in New York City. Hi, Wef, we're talking about income inequality and rent. And, you know, Zoran's done a great job of, like, having people go to these different rent meetings, really bringing that kind of, like, acknowledgement and awareness to this kind of shit. I don't know rent prices in New York City because I don't pay New York rent prices. B knows because they are in New York City and they pay $2,900 a month. How is someone supposed to make $2,900 in rent a month? It is abuse. It's financial abuse. It is not sustainable for people to live on that for the kinds of places they are at. B has $2,900 a month, not counting, like, I don't know if are you counting utilities? Because I have 2 roommates. I am in a 3-bedroom, 2-story house with a garage and a basement. We pay $2,500 a month, not counting utilities. Do you not see what's wrong with that? And I know the cost of living is different. And I have a more stable job, and I'm in the suburbs. But there are less people living in the city I'm at and less densely living than what's going on in New York City. And you gotta remember, B is one unit, 3 people in a 2-bedroom for $2,900 a month. How many units are there? How many people are struggling to live with that? Who has to think about that? Every single one of those people. People having to find food, get groceries, travel probably past a decent amount of space because there are not always access to grocery stores. You'll have like corner markets, but you don't have good produce. You don't have healthy non-processed foods. And you can't fix it all at once. You can't. What you can do is you can try. There are too many levers in place to really fully push this around. But with Zoran Mamdani, the same way Bernie brought up the idea, he brought to the forefront Medicare for all, and like with a strong messaging of like getting rid of millionaires and billionaires in terms of like them not paying their fair share in taxes. This is how you make movement. This is how you get motion. Who the fuck is setting these prices? Private ownership, Tengu. Private ownership that's not being regulated by the state or by the city. Life is complicated. We have to live with it, so we should understand it and say why it's bad, okay? Acacia, it's great that you have a room in your mom's basement, but your mom either owns the house, pays mortgage on the house, or pays rent on the house. If you do move out, you're gonna have to come to terms with the thought that like you need to balance all of these things every single month. And is it gonna be worth it? To live in a space where you have the opportunity to like what? Learn to help your dreams, learn to like reach out to other people in the same area. Having access to people in New York City is definitely more than what I have access here because I'm in a suburbia. But with that, I have access to more amenities. I have access to places with better accessibility, places with ramps, places with elevators. You can't afford laundry in your building, you gotta go out. You gotta do individual payments. And there's nothing, this is actually not against laundromats. Laundromats are great, they're a good public service. I don't want to say that's New York, baby. No, that's fucking capitalism. That's what it is. That's what it is. Are you building like lofts? Or are you building single family homes? What are you getting grants for? Where are these city contracts going out to? Acacia, your best idea is to get out. If you can get out, get the fuck out. That's a good call. I respect that. But like, you gotta remember, there's still problems when you go to another country, so you gotta research those too. Yeah. You know, B, the thing that happened for my family, because my family had someone who worked in Manhattan, had to go in every single day. My tita, my auntie, she was like, I'm not gonna pay New York prices going to my office in Manhattan where I'm working at a doctor. They said, I'm gonna live in New Jersey and just take my time on the turnpike. That's it. Acacia, again, whimsy is one thing. I do want you to say out loud the sentence, all countries have at least one problem. And then name a country. And then tell me one that only has one problem. How can people rent a place with no laundry, no accessibility, and just pump out a fuckboy price like that? Because you have to. Location is something. Yeah, no, B, I think New Jersey's a good option. Like, my aunt lived in Clifton for a couple years, then she eventually moved up to upstate New York, near Utica. So. Lower cost of living, still on the East Coast. Good proximity. Jesus Christ. Acacia, I assure you, the Netherlands has more than one problem than mental health care. I am saying this as an adult, trying to help you plan for the future. You need to make a decision matrix. You need to think of the world as complicated. It is right to leave this country if you can, because the problems here are somewhat overwhelming, and they are escalating. I know, Acacia. I'm just saying, if you can only think of one thing right now, make more lists of countries. I'm telling you, if you want to get a student visa, you need to be accepted in international college. It needs to be something you want to go to. It's got to have a good program. You got to be able to get some level of recommendation. And I don't know how old you are or how much I'm putting on you right now, but I'm telling you the goddamn truth. Also, hi Payne. We're talking about rent. That is also true, Toast. There's a lot more. Is this going to be a country that's going to accommodate someone who primarily speaks English? You could go to the Philippines where it's a national language, but if you do, your quality of living might be different. We have a really weird president right now in the Philippines. Second generation. Is that country accepting that many visas from the United States? Is New Zealand or Australia really looking for that many American expatriates? This isn't just something that you can say, I'm going to move out. This is, I'm going to move to this place with this in place. I'm going to have these plans. I'm going to have this contingency. I'm going to do the work here to understand why this is a better option for me, instead of really just shooting the shit and trying to go. Only if you're well educated? Yes. Yes, I know, B. And we had that conversation with that person who was like, just leave. That's not the case. People can't do that. How many people, like, in the United States have a passport? Who has the time to get a passport? Who has the documentation? Who can go to get this certified and notarized? You gotta go to a DMV to get it. You gotta get the right pictures. It's better online, but like, it's a process. And you gotta apply for the visa. You gotta earn it. You gotta have a sponsor there, and you're only there for as many years or any months you get. Also, I am curious, Acacia, what is your first language? You said visa. You're wondering if it's spelled with an E? Yeah, and Payne actually did you study in Japan, or did you just have to fill out the visa for the passport application and the visa for your trip most recently? I apologize. I don't know if you have any more experience abroad. Just the visa, free stuff you don't reach. Yeah, no, it's so much. Acacia, you first learn English, so you're ELA 1, English Language 1? Okay. Well, one thing, brush up on your spelling for documents. They really do care you can do your documents right. You got to fill all the paperwork correctly. Yeah, B, if only you could just move to Europe and take access to their socialized medicine and better quality medicine for prices. It's not there. Moving to a country is not easy solo. Yeah, if you're married and if you have like someone with like citizenship, it makes it much easier. I'm not gonna say find someone who is from Australia and see. Canada is nice, but I want you to tell, okay, thought experiments here, Acacia. Tell me one thing bad about Canada. You gotta think about how becoming a citizen, if that's desired outcome. That is also correct, because the student visa gets you out temporarily, but you're gonna be asked to come back. Hockey bros, that is a bad thing about Canada. Hi Yumi, welcome back. We've hit the radicalization part. Manitoba, yes. Tim Horton sucks ass, according to Pedals as well. We've reached the part of the night where the space cowboy becomes a space socialist. It happens, we're used to it. Housing prices, yes, the housing market's higher. Rampant, oh god, disregard for native peoples. So I mean, like, if you're not native, there's there. And when you say sucky, can you use like monetary terms? Like, it's trending upwards with no ability to rent. And bears, oh yeah, and Quebec. Quebec is like oddly super racist. And weather, it's also cold. It's also cold. Tim Horton is a chain of, Tim Horton is a chain of breakfast places. It's known for their coffee. Apparently it got bad over time. B's asking, Quebec racist? Yeah, let me find some sources here. Here we go. Give me a moment, B. I'm gonna send you the racism in Quebec Wikipedia page. It's a lot longer than you think. And thank you, Payne, for that added context. They are like culturally so French. They want to separate from Canada and become French. Well, that's nice though. See, they were kind. They gave you a little felt mouse. That's a good treat. You want to live in a cottage core house or a cottage or tree house in the woods? Can you farm? Can you self-sustain? Can you defend your property from bears and people? And B, that is actually probably a very astute observation. Yes, you are white, and if you spoke French, the people from Quebec would probably like you. What if you just become a shaman, turn into a bear? Oh, like Brother Bear, the movie? The Brother Bear movie from Disney? You don't need to self-sustain. If you're gonna live in a cottage or a treehouse in the woods, you're gonna have to. You live in a treehouse in the woods, how are you gonna get, like, the supply chain? How are you gonna get indoor plumbing? How are you gonna get electricity? These are the questions you have to ask yourself here. Quebec City was very pretty. I have not been to Quebec City. I might need to give it a shot. How are you gonna deal with the termites? Yes, the termites in the trees. Yeah. Bears, mountain lions. If you're in Canada, maybe pumas. At this point in your life, you probably like to live in Brooklyn. Brooklyn was nice when I was there. B, are you sure it's not just because it has the Weezer wall? People sell don't Kazzy me right now. We're not, don't infantilize me when I'm trying to radicalize you. People sell homes out in the woods when you say you want to live in a treehouse, how far out of society you want to be? Because you need to be pretty far out there if you want to avoid societal problems. You turn into an anteater and sustain off termites. That is something you could shaman into. That would be nice. You got to be able to make water safe. Yes, potent water. B, meanwhile, Vermont, the nice areas can't drive to that. It is an issue if you live in America. You kind of got to have a car and be able to drive. But I've heard nice things about Vermont. Let's go to Burlington. I've heard that there's like really nice vacation and camping spots up there. That's why you're cycling. Yeah, the infrastructure for like people who can't commute is better in cities because they have to do mass mobilization for people. It's a trade-off. It's why I think even though it might be cheaper if you lived like in suburbia like I do, it's not. The Ubers are gonna pile up in money-wise. Yeah. Yeah, and B has fallen into a very Kafka-esque situation. Lot of things. You mean Northern California and Western Washington are great if you like the wood aesthetic. And look, I feel sorry for trying to take the whimsy out of Acacia when this stuff happens. But I just want you all to be very smart. I want you to be informed, and I want you to not like be short-sighted in these very big decisions in a world that is not out to get you, but definitely not out to protect you. B, how is the racism in Quebec article going for you? Because I sent you it's a lot longer. It's very long. Yeah. Thank you, Tengu, for validating that. And and fucking we ball, like, Payne, when you say fucking we ball to like planning your schedule in Japan, I'd be like, okay, but clearly fucking we ball worked out for you because there were so many things you could explore. But that was also a temporary thing, and you didn't get into insane trouble. Like, you weren't out, you weren't getting like marked, you weren't like getting tagged by those people trying to get you into a nightclub. Something there. Did learn a lot about natives in Canada, but never knew anything about Quebec specifically. Well, good to learn now. Your mom told you to find a partner who can drive. That works sometimes. Cecily cannot drive. I can drive, so that works out for us. Time passes so fast? It does, but things happen along the way. The issue being Aero Ace, it would also suck to be relying on another person. That is also a thing. I think, like, it is rough to rely on people. Like, you want to be self-sufficient, you want to be your own person, but, like, as a person, you're supposed to, like, really feel, like, empathy for others. And kinship. Because I think that's how we're, like, set. Hi, Lemon. Welcome to the radicalization part. We're talking about rent. Lots of rent. And income inequality, and how Quebec is low-key kind of racist. Yes. Yeah, and that's also a thing, because like, if you want to go to a different country, like, do they like gay people? If you are gay, you should know that. Not just the fact that you are gay, but that the country you're going to, that they will like you. And Payne can't drive, so Many people in the chat I'm learning cannot drive. Why do I look like Lelouch from Code Geass? Because I asked for it. I asked for Lelouch, and I asked for... Lemon, I'm gonna send you the vision board. Thank you. I like looking hot. I'm gonna find the file for you. I'm gonna send it to you. Do 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 do. Mana do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, Lemon, I'm about to send this to your Discord. Dennis says hi, he's gonna sleep because he was driving all day. Oh wait, is it road trip time? Is it a road trip time? Tell them I say hi. Limon. All right. I sent you the mood board. You're an AZ? Nice. Tengu talking about when you lose your eyesight temporarily, your mom would have to guide you to the hospital. That, yeah. Dependency is a lot. You should watch Evangelion. It talks a lot about it. Parents never taught you and driver's ed takes time, so you've been a bit of an impasse. That's something that I've talked to people about. Like, driver's ed classes is not something I did. I just kind of took the test after being motivated because by a girl. But it got me a license, which is important and works out for me. Cowboy Bebop, yes. I saw Cowboy Bebop was referenced a lot. Even though I think I only put one Cowboy Bebop in the... Yeah, I only had one Cowboy Bebop in the mood board. I did put a Billy. There is a Billy in there. They really went for that. Yeah, local driving schools, or you could just have one of your friends teach you for free. I mean, like parking lots at 2 o'clock in the morning at a Walmart. Great place to learn. Bad place to be caught, but great place to learn. Well, you know what? I feel like this has been the opposite of sleep talk time. We got into really heavy stuff. I want to see, is the loose cannon still here? Loose cannon, Lindsay Ellis. Okay. Here's the thing. It's about 11:10 my time. I'm gonna say I need to go to bed by 12:30. After this, I'm going into my Discord and I'm gonna put on the Lindsay Ellis 9/11 video. And if we want to talk about that, I'll be in the Discord. Sounds good. Nice to have you all here. I'm gonna coordinate some raids. We went from sleepy to stressful. Yeah. Remember, I cannot be alone with my thoughts. They will turn to 9/11. Okay, let me figure out who you're going to. Oh god. Here, you're going to Shin. We're gonna send you over to Shin. Anyways, oh, is it heavy? It's lighter than you would think. It's lighter than you would think. Anyways, my name is I promise I'm not trying to wink. The tracking is just really off, okay? I'm not winking at 9/11. My name is KazCassidy. If I don't see you soon, I'll see you later. Okay, bye.